I didn't actually like watch either of them because they like popped up as I was scrolling or like logging off, but I need to hop on and do that.
Well, we have 2 followers and it's us.
Rock on, my dude. Yes, my haircut, she did such a good job. All of my friends were like, your hair's so cute. I was like, first and foremost, she did amazing. I will never make it look like this again.
Absolutely not.
And it feels so soft, and it hasn't felt soft for like a month or more.
I'm finally getting my haircut the first week of June, and I cannot wait. It's literally been since January because when I went to make an appointment at like end of April, early May, her earliest opening was June. And I was like, okay, well.
Straight up, my girl was like, if you want a haircut every 3 to 4 months, we should probably go ahead and like, do you want to go ahead and book out? And I was like, yeah, it's probably a really good idea.
That's really great. Thank you.
I haven't talked to you in so long. I missed you last week.
I know. It's been too long.
I've been on my shit, though. That's why nobody's heard from me. I have worked out every day. I have cleaned out my entire garage. My car fits in there. I have sold things on Facebook Marketplace and acquired new items and just been doing all of it.
Oh, I love it.
Packing as well, just like 1.5 million things. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. So here's my first question. Unless you have shoot the shit items.
Go for it.
Are we supposed to get what's the next house?
So the Many Waters.
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
I'm pretty sure, yes. I don't think it's been officially announced, but I'm pretty sure there is supposed to be a 4th book.
What's that?
And that's the thing. I don't know. I like kind of expected there to be a cliffhanger at the end of Flame and Shadow. Do you like how I looked back for it?
Yeah. I mean, I have to look too. I only know the one we're actually reading.
Crescent City 3. I don't know. Like, it does feel like I feel like we're jumping way ahead. But it does feel like the 4th book could be them like trying to reestablish like a new government, basically.
I agree with that. I mean, obviously, my general question is, are we actually getting a 4th book? Like, is it confirmed?
To the Google.
And
I don't think so.
I mean, in my eyes, though, the way she introduced the Depth Charger and the Ocean Queen, I feel like it has to somehow deal with them. Like, maybe that's who knows how to live without the First Light. I mean, you know,
Crescent City book has been officially confirmed. But because she's prioritizing ACOTAR, there is no release date.
Okay, so I will first of all say I am 50% of the way through listening to Mist and Fury right now. And the amount of things where I'm like, oh my God, all of these things are so closely overlapping. Oh, what did I write? There's like 1 million things. But
we basically have not talked about this book at all off the pod.
I know. My note is so long. That's another thing, though, is I was trying to hold on to it. Huh?
This could just be a 2-parter episode.
It might.
Like we did with KOA.
I think we should immediately listen to the audiobook and then come back and do part 2. Seriously.
What's the second one? Crown of Midnight? I'm currently listening to Crown of Midnight. I just got
it anywhere.
Well, it's because I don't listen super often. Like I listen on my walks and runs.
I mean, fair.
Because Spotify only lets you have so many hours in a month.
Oh, that's true. I do all of mine through Libby, which
I need to.
Oh, I love Libby. It's like
Libby, sponsor us.
IV to the veins for a crack addict. Libby is like, you want this? You can have it. We have it available all the time.
Sponsor us, please. I tell people about Libby entirely too often.
You do?
Anytime I talk to anybody about reading, I'm like, do you know about Libby? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, girl, let me open you up all the library and you don't have to go anywhere.
It's just delivered straight to your phone, to your Kindle.
Kindle, amazing.
My qualm with Libby is you only get 6 holds through my library.
Because I'm pretty sure my library has like 15 holds.
It's library to library. I only get 6 holds at a time, and I only get them for 2 weeks. And basically at the end of 2 weeks, you can't renew. And so that's why I read so many books, is because I'm like racing against Libby over here.
First off, Libby has made reading competitive. That's hilarious. You can pick a different library. Like a lot of libraries you can get, like I have 3 libraries on my Libby. I think one of them is expired, but because I think I can get up to like 15 holds per library, and I get all my books for 21 days, and it will let me renew it as long as there are not like a lot of other people waiting.
See, I need to do the DOD library because that one apparently,
Do a Raleigh library.
You have to have an address to get a card.
Not always.
Maybe I'll look into that. The DOD one is for 3 weeks, and you can have like 15 holds. And so I think it's just Cumberland County. It's fine.
Because what you can find on the library also, like on Libby, also depends library to library.
Yeah, that's true. I will say though, like our library will have like 4 different versions of an audiobook. It'll have like 2 of the dramatized and 2 of the just like regular read ones. And so you can like put yourself in line for all of them, get one, and then clear the rest.
I cannot wait for the dramatized version of Throne of Glass to come out.
I had this moment this morning where I was like, I don't know that I'm going to be able to listen to Court of Silver Flames on audiobook.
No, based on what you've said about the descriptions and the noises, I'm going to say no.
The noises. Oh my God. It was literally like, I don't even want to make this sound. It was like when middle school boys would turn around and put their arms over themselves and it would look like that sound. That's the sound that Tamlin makes when he kisses Farah.
Gross.
Swords and Roses on the audio.
Gross.
It was so gross.
That audiobook narrator was like, we all hate Tamlin. I will make him sound disgusting.
I was like driving and like you can hear outside of my car whenever the like sound is loud enough. And I was literally just like, I hope nobody parked at this red light with me has their windows down right now.
They're like, what is this girl listening to?
So bad. Okay, start at the beginning. I'm gonna get to the one that I was at. All right. I think in the beginning we're getting more Bryce perspective than the other 2. The story is transforming around her here. I don't know what that. Oh, around her transformation here because she had just gotten powers.
Yeah,
superpowers. I don't know why that mattered to me. Oh, I said that at the beginning of the book. I think you said something to me about perspectives in a text message. I don't remember what though.
I don't know. My notes started too far into the book because I always forget to take notes. You're on vibes.
I will say the like character arcs through this book were nuts. I literally felt like I was running a marathon sometimes trying to remember what everything was.
Absolutely insane. Especially like when they're all in different places. I was like, also, maybe getting ahead of myself. I'm sure you have notes about this. And I know this is one of the few things I ranted to you about. I hate Ethan in this book. The whole time. He is simply a problem. And he's so selfish under the guise of trying to be helpful to people.
You had a strong opinion like this about another character. Who was it? It wasn't in this series.
Oh, it wasn't in this series.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate Kale. Does that count?
It might have been. It's a very strong reaction.
Ethan, like this whole book, like I know we texted about this because Therian also does not put any thought into his actions. Unhinged. Act first, think never. But Ethan does the same thing, and like Something about his like hero complex where he's like about to give up saving the entire world so that he can save Sigrid. I was like, bro, focus on the bigger picture right here. Like,
okay, would Ethan have gone to the Oracle? Did we ever get what happened at the Oracle with Ethan?
Ooh, I don't think so. I think that's
just remember.
isn't it?
I didn't have as many qualms with Ethan because I consistently saw Ethan as the younger sibling who can do nothing but fuck up all the time.
That's 100% what he was. It was infuriating.
And that's what he was doing. I mean, I'm the younger sibling who does that, so I identified with him a little bit, it's fine. I like Ethan's character, like, development that I foresaw him becoming Prime. I think, like, when we were still in the first book and he was just becoming like a character within their little cadre that they have going on, it got brought up way too many times that, like, there were problems with Sabine. There was no alternate to Sabine. And, like, Ethan was the wolf that was, like, sticking through the story.
Yeah.
And so in my heart of hearts, I was like, it's going to be a boy one day.
Absolutely. I was, like, cheering. So that, first off, that iced coffee looks so good.
It's because I have my own little espresso machine now. This has three shots of espresso.
Dang, girl. I was cheering so hard when Sabine finally died. And I was like, ready. Finally gone now.
I wasn't ready. I did not foresee. I don't know. I think I was ignorant to that. I didn't foresee Ethan being the one to kill her, but that's how it has to happen to become the Prime, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Did you hear it?
No.
Give me a moment.
Which dog ended up upstairs? Oh boy. Hammy did not like that noise. You're fine.
My fire smoke detector has been going off. I turned it off at 5. It's 1. It's been going off every 7. Oh my goodness. Hi, Hammies.
Hammy did not like that noise. He heard it and he immediately ran to me and was like, no.
All of my dogs have been in the garage, which, like, it's been cool here. Like, it's been calm 70s here. And so they've been fine. But they hang out in the garage when I'm not here because the rental company, it's like an electric plugged into the ceiling, $70 smoke and carbon monoxide detector. And I called the fire department and was like, hey, in my last city, like, they would come out and replace these. Will you guys do that? Like, no rush. And he was like, do you own or do you rent? I said, I rent. And he was like, you have to call your rental people first.
You should have lied. I bet they wouldn't check.
And they're just great, as you know. So it's happened very slowly, as usual, that they haven't even called me back.
Great. Similar to that, my one housekeeping note is a small rant about the healthcare system in this country. Much smaller than my normal rants. So all my cardiac testing came back clear. Very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
The PA called me and she was like, not concerned. She's like, your heart rate is still really low, but I don't want to put a pacemaker in you. And I was like, great, not on the table.
God.
Not doing that. And they want me to go see an endocrinologist to check on the brain tumor. And I was like, beautiful. Cause I messaged them and I was like, my A1C is also pre-diabetic. And I'm not saying I have a perfect diet, but, like,
yeah,
I exercise a lot and I eat healthy enough. I really feel like it shouldn't be that high. Like, could this be part of it? And she's like, I really want to get that checked out. And so I messaged her and I was like, can you please send a referral? Because the endocrinologist needs a referral before I can schedule. And she said, no, because specialists can't refer to other specialists. You're going to have to message your PCP. And I was like, why? So then I had to message my PCP, who hasn't seen me in 6 months, and be like, hi, I've been seeing a cardiologist like you suggested. Everything's fine, but now they want me to see an endocrinologist. Please send a referral. And I know she's going to come back and be like, we should have an appointment about this. And I'm going to be like, no, I'm not paying you another $150 for you to send me where I need to go.
Oh my God.
Also, who's scheduling doctor's appointments that they don't need? Like, I feel like I should just be able to call the endocrinologist and be like, hey, here's what's going on. Can I schedule an appointment and then like get the notes from the doctor? Why do we have to do this?
Insurance, that's why.
So annoying.
Stupidest bullshit ever.
But we're about to get new insurance and hopefully it doesn't fully suck.
Oh, did he accept? Like he accepted the offer?
He got 3 job offers yesterday. He has been applying for jobs since January, has not heard back from any of them, got, I guess 2 days ago, no, yesterday morning, got the job offer officially from the school, and then immediately got 2 more job offers, one last night and one this morning. And he was
That's
like,
nice.
What is happening?
Your husband is very lovable. So
he is. He's also an incredible interviewer. Like he took one of them here and I could hear him interviewing and he came out and I was like, I just want you to know that after listening to you interview, I don't know how I've ever gotten a job in my life. You are so charismatic and so on top of it. And I walk in and I'm like, I have a PT degree and about 6 years of experience.
Charismatic is the word to describe your husband, and it's also a word that was used to describe Hitler, so tread lightly. But poor Pat. Please tell him I said that. Oh my God. Oh
my Lord.
I mean, he could probably grow that mustache with ease.
He's got such a strong mustache already.
Oh my gosh. Excuse me.
Okay, we can go back to the book now. Sorry, that was my little rant.
My next note. My next note was at the end of chapter 13, Bryce, Nesta, and Azriel are walking through the tunnels. Also, first and foremost, I loved that the tunnels under, where were they? Under the prison. Isn't that where they ended up?
They didn't start under the prison. They ended up there. But they ended up in the prison because they teleported.
I loved that those teleported.
Because they talked about how like some of the doors can travel you like super far. Because the prison and
oh right.
What is it called? What is the kingdom under Valeris?
It's not under Valeris, it's under the House of Wind. Because I just read that part. It's the Court of Nightmares.
Court of Nightmares. That's what I meant. Because they're not close to each other, like the Court of Nightmares and the prison. They would be reported.
But the prison had all of the caves leading to wherever they were going that had those markings. Mm-hmm. And then I loved that the Cave of Princes in Avalon had those markings too. But either way, so they're walking through the tunnels. This appears to potentially be the tunnels that connect under... Oh, I thought this, and then I was thinking a totally different theory. I said it appears like the tunnels that connect under Rifthold. Not that I think that they're the same ones, but if in one Fey kingdom they had that somewhere, and like in Orinth they had tunnels through the mountains to get away, get in and out. True. I was like, this is like a consistent thing through these different series. I thought that was interesting. Yeah.
I'm also so interested to see like where in the timeline the next ACOTAR book is, because I want more about what happens with Nesta between the end of Silver Flames and where she pops into this, because she seems like she has taken on a captain of the guard role. Like she seems like the protector now.
I don't think that this is actually that far off, because it's talking about her having been there for like a couple of years, a few years. We didn't get a definite timeline, but by the end of Silver Flames, she's been in the Fae world for a year or maybe close to a little more already.
Right.
So I think what I want to know is when Bryce opens the rift, spoiler alert, when Bryce opens the rift.
Our whole podcast is a spoiler alert.
When she opens the rift and like pushes Randall and Ember, also, by the way, I came prepared. But
okay,
when she pushes them through the portal, that like living room that Nesta's supposed to be sitting in, I want to know where that's supposed to be. Is that?
I assumed that was like, I feel like I was picturing like her, like the sitting area in her room with like the desk that they talk about in the House of Wind.
Okay, so wait a second. The House of Wind is the one above the Court of Nightmares.
Right. With all the stairs.
No. That house is the one near Valeris.
I thought they were the same.
They're two different houses. And the only reason I know that is because I'm re-listening to ACOTAR right now.
I absolutely thought they were the same.
No, they're not. And so I'm interested if they somehow popped into Valeris or if Cassian and Nesta have like their own place now. So I'm interested. Either way.
Also,
however, my next part
times of Rhysand just being like the black shadow.
Oh my god, I know.
Barreling in.
That's what he was in ACOTAR, though.
Yeah.
Focus. Sorry. We're talking about the caves. Sorry. The next part was at the end of chapter 13, they see a large skeleton resembling the Sobex in Lunathion. However, I also thought about the word hounds. If we're in the same world as Throne of Glass, just far into the future, think of all of the Valg creatures that came in and like what it could have been. But I thought about those too. Sobex in Lunathion, which I actually think is a word hound. What if the word hounds and the Sobex are the same breed?
Okay, so I don't remember the description of the Sobex super well. I definitely pictured them having like a tail situation.
Like a dog?
No, like a mermaid.
Oh.
Because they're in the water.
Yeah. I also was thinking to myself, like, the knock could also be something of like Valg type, because that thing was fucking creepy. Just the description of it was. Do you have any notes? What's your next note?
My next note is, well, it's still in the caves.
I think my next note is on your next note. Go ahead.
My next note was my theory that Vesperis is Maeve.
That is who?
Vesperis, the whatever, the first casket that she opens when she's under the prison.
Oh. And
she gets the dagger? Is that where she pulls? Yeah, that's where she gets.
Yeah. Is that dagger? Is that dagger from Throne of Glass? Do we know?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I feel like it has to be connected to the Star Sword, because I feel like the Star Sword is there's too many moving parts with too many different names. I feel like the Star Sword is related to like the sword from Throne of Glass, so it's possible the dagger.
Marius or one of the other ones. There's so many.
I don't know. I need to ponder on that one more. But because they talk about when they go to kill Vesperis, I think that's what I wrote down. She has black blood. So she's clearly Valg.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I wonder if this is Maeve and like she wasn't actually killed. And she's been trapped under this mountain this whole time.
And she was put in her own casket that made it so. Oh my God, I would love
That's my theory. That. Hold on. Here's what I actually wrote. Vesperis is Maeve. She has to be. The appearance, the black blood, she had to have ended up in Prithian after Aelin killed her. Like she world walked away. Maybe she was like almost dead and like world walked away somehow.
So do we think Prithian isn't Aurelia then? Wait, Prithian is the like continent. Aurelia is the Which one's which?
Oh, this map's not going to be useful. Hold on.
Throne of Glass is.
I moved over here.
Mine are literally right behind me too.
Okay, Aurelia is like the entire continent.
But that's from Throne of Glass.
Yes.
And then Prithian is Akhtar. Okay. So do we think Aurelia isn't the same world that Prithian is on?
So I kind of think this block just says fairy realms. I wonder if this is Aurelia and then this is Prithian.
Oh my gosh. So what would that make that? Would that be the waste?
Maybe.
That would be the waste, wouldn't it?
I think so.
Have you seen people who talk about how it's supposed to be like Europe and like Prithian is basically like Great Britain, Scotland,
LOL.
all of them?
No, but it makes sense.
Yeah. And I was like, they kind of lay out that way. Either way. Okay. So my next part was also still in the caves. And it's when, this is literally word for word. You texted me, Bryce is a lunatic. And I wasn't sure why until because you texted me before. I think you were ahead of me at this point. Nesta's and Azriel's power flaring like lightning against the worm Bryce had intentionally led them. And then my eyes were like this. You know that emoji with the eyeballs?
Yeah.
Then the Fae against winged horrors on the wall. That's why I think it's Aurelia.
I could totally see that.
I think it is because I think that's supposed to be the battle at Orinth. Because what is it? Spearing another Fae warrior in the mouth. I think this is a nod to Gavriel or Fenris or honestly even Lorcan. I think this is the second Battle of Orinth when they defeat the Valgan Throne of Glass. There was something said in like when she's looking through all of those things though, and I'm pretty sure it was something about like someone with fire, like a girl with fire.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's Aelin.
To make more notes. I need to be better about this in the future. Yeah. So do we think, here's my other theory. Do we think that these characters are getting different names, but we're talking about the same people?
Yes. Okay. Because I thought this too.
Erd being word tells me that like obviously things have gotten lost in translation. And so I'm like, who are the two girls? The daughters of, I can't remember.
Thea and
yes.
Thea. I don't know how you would say that. I keep saying Thea.
Thea and her two daughters. Like,
that's the mom. I literally don't know.
I think Thea's the mom, and then I don't remember who the daughters are.
I don't either.
But like, I kind of wonder if they are people we already know who just have different names. And going back to, I know I've talked about the like Elena, Elaine, Helena deal.
So I think it's because it's the lost language of the Fae. Like they keep talking about the old language of the Fae. Like even in Throne of Glass, there's an even older language. And so I think it's just translation. Yeah.
That caught me so off guard when she showed up in the Court of Nightmares and did not understand the language. I was like, I fully assumed that these were the same languages because they're happening at the same time. I was like, I did not expect.
Yeah, between them.
Like a wildly different language. Also, the little language bean made me laugh so hard.
Oh my God. What if that was a thing though?
The little language bean.
Like in my head, I envisioned it literally being like this shiny, metallic-y, like kind of like
shaped like a coffee bean. Mine was shaped like a coffee bean.
You thought it was a coffee bean? Is that what you...
If I was gonna eat a bean, it'd be a coffee bean. So that's what I was picturing.
Oh my gosh. I definitely thought of it being like a little like metal bean thing.
Oh, yeah. A metal coffee bean shape is what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
But like silver. Yes. Made of metal. Coffee bean shaped.
Oh my gosh. Okay, no, I can't find it. I'm not that fast. Excuse me while I rub my eyeballs. Really good. What was it? I was instantly wrong here because it was a woman, so I don't know. Oh, that's what it was. The spearing another Fae in the mouth, Fae warrior in the mouth. And I was like, I thought it was Gabrielle or Fenris. The literal next paragraph was that it was a woman doing that.
Oh, well.
And I don't remember Aelin doing that to Maeve. That was my next sentence.
We can Google this.
Oh, I also had
is Vesperus, whatever.
What?
I still think Maeve is Vesperus because the description is like spot on for her, like the raven black hair.
And she was there, what, 15,000 years ago? Whenever.
So it would have been during Throne of Glass, based on our like guest timeline.
And who was Vesperus supposed to actually be in
I think she was an Asteri, but not one of the ones that made it to Lunathion.
Did we ever find out if any of the princes of hell bleed black? I really like lean on the theory that they are somehow like the Valgar of hell.
So I was kind of thinking about that too, but I feel like Hunt is basically a prince of hell, and he does not bleed black.
I could see that. I also wondered if the princes of hell are somehow like Midgard is a dispatched world of whatever the home world of the Valg are.
Yeah.
And that they're like interbred themselves to be not interbred. Interbred would be like their own species. Extra bred. I don't know how to say that.
Oh.
And that they were like mixed with other species though, like the Fae or the humans or something like that. And that they came from a different one. I do have a note that says this is the second time I think Bryce doesn't end up with Hunt in this series. And I legit thought it was going to happen at the end. I was like, this is a trilogy and she dies, but somehow the power doesn't. And then like someone from Akatar is going to find it. I was wrong, obviously.
I like your shot though.
I did. I really did.
Shot. Where do I have? I was trying to find the description. Oh, I'm just going to Google it. That's the easier.
We might want to cut this next part, but I did also make this note.
Oh, God.
At some point, Sigrid says, anyone who traffics in lives has no honor. And I was like, and I literally, word for word, what kind of third world bullshit do we live in that we could say the same thing about our goddamn president?
Eep. Yep.
Eep. Eep.
Okay, yes. Oh, another theory I had about the multiple worlds is that the Asteri and the Daglin are the same thing. So like we know things are changing to the like names being changed, but she's described as being super pale with dark hair and crushing blue eyes, which I'm pretty sure the only thing that's different is that Maeve's eyes were black. So I wonder if like
are they?
I thought so.
Maybe I don't think so. I thought they were like Rhysand's.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, because that's why we were all like, oh, well, that's like, see, okay, so I had this wild off the wall.
He has violet eyes.
Yes. Yes.
And I feel like violet and blue are totally close enough, especially in a cave.
So I have this like very unhinged, I really don't think it's like true. I think the Asteri were like their own thing and the Valg are like their own thing. But I think whatever Maeve is, Rhysand also is. And I think that there's got to be something or someone that we just didn't fully notice in Crescent City, and that they are the actual like bad guys from a different world.
Ooh.
But like maybe Rhysand is like far enough down in his line because like his mom's dead, his dad's dead. I don't know, because they were like, they have so many similarities, but they don't really fit in a they don't fit really well in a specific species that we're fully aware of.
I'm still going to be so upset if Rhysand ends up being a villain.
I'll be really upset too, not gonna lie. However, I will say, despite the fact that Maeve was absolutely terrible, inexcusable, nobody's on her team, I think she had initially maybe a like proper type of motive, despite how poorly she handled the situation when it came to hand.
She was like, I'm running from an abusive relationship. And we were like, great. And she was like, and I will kill everybody for it. It's like, see, you went too far. You took it too far.
I also have a note that says, so Maeve is obviously a Styrie, not Valg. No idea what that was about.
Or both.
Or both. And then I also have one that says, Nesta Cauldron powers made her a necromancer to the fullest extent of that power, control over the dead in their being form. No idea what that means either. I think it's when she wore the mask in the cave.
I was going to say, I think the mask does that.
I also love that the mask like made its little crossover. That was like,
I feel like that's one of the things I'm most interested about happening between the end of Silver Flame and like where we pick up here, because at the end of Silver Flame, when she pulls out the mask, everybody's like, stop what you're doing. This is insane. You shouldn't have access to that. And I feel like she just very casually, like, I know Azriel was like, do not put that on, but she just very casually was like, here it is.
Shink.
Putting it on. We're reanimating this dinosaur. Great.
Try to stop me.
And like, is it just because she has that power, or is everybody just like, yeah, Nesta has a mask now?
Well, I remembered from the moment that, I can't remember who it was, said like calls to like. I think the Autumn King, I'm pretty sure, said it to Rune.
Yeah.
Which is going to seg me into my next part of this segment, is going to be a PowerPoint presentation I have put together for all of the people I believe should be cast in Crescent City. However, I did none of the main characters.
I didn't think about that at all. I forgot we were doing that.
I have a PowerPoint.
Before we get to your PowerPoint, my next note is that Bryce has a crown of stars. Or not, yeah, Bryce has a crown of stars.
Yeah.
Is she somehow like related to Manon? I know that Manon had like a physical crown of stars, but like, could her power somehow be like witch fae related down the line?
I do think everybody who is on Midgard is more interspecially mixed than we really think they are.
Midgard is Crescent City, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Just too many worlds.
Because if you really think about it, it's like America. It's where all of the people from so many different places came to and just, did their things. And because like we look back to Throne of Glass and people's elemental power is very focused in one thing. And so clearly the first thing that started mixing was people within their own species. And that probably produced a lot of different, like Rune's dad wields fire, but Rune wields shadows and starlight. And like Hunt has lightning and Therian has water. But like all of the characters have like a weird mix, not totally in line with their bloodline.
Especially once they took the antidote to get rid of the parasite.
Exactly.
And like all gained crazy power. Also, Ember absolutely gives me witch vibes. Like, I know Ember's a human, but I think she's a witch, and witches have been like in hiding, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the House of the Witch is not really though in Crescent City.
But I feel like between like Jessica defecting and like all of the tumultuous politics, I could absolutely see like her Ember being a witch hiding.
But Jessica wasn't a witch.
She was.
She was a priestess.
I'm pretty sure they also say she was a witch and that she.
I thought she was just a priestess, but that they were. I can't even remember when that was. We're going to have to look that one up, but I'll believe you for right now. I'm going to
Google that.
All right, focus. We don't have much time. Jespa's back. Oh, speaking of Jespa, speak of the devil, quite literally, it's about Apollyon. Jespa's backstory with Apollyon all sounds very Valg-like. And then we found out she was a priestess, though, which I find really interesting because that reminds me a lot of what's her name in ACOTAR. But she was human, wasn't she? I can't remember her name either. Anyway, moving on.
Jessica was born a witch, became a priestess, and then a sorceress.
I love that you're Googling this. I can't even imagine what your Google algorithm is when you start typing. All right. I think at the end of chapter 53 with Lydia and Rune. Oh, when they're in the hallway, what is he? He said, okay, so I don't know exactly. I think this is in the hallway on the depth charger, maybe. But either way, I think this is when their mating bond snaps into place for at least Lydia. And that's why she pulls back. Because he said she went pliant in his hands, like she was totally relaxed, guard down. And I think that's the only way she would have been able, like open and able to receive the mating bond.
And that makes sense because that's the same reaction that Rhysand has when the mating bond snaps into place with Feyre.
Exactly.
Also, I didn't catch that at all. And so when Rune steps up to Pollux and is like, she's my mate, I was like, first off, I'm so mad that in ACOTAR, it's like mates are rare and the freaking everybody's got a mate. Every person in all of these books is a mate. Like, can one of them just choose to be together without it being fate?
I will say, though, Sarah J. Maas did say at some point during her interview on Call Her Daddy that there are different levels to mating bonds. That they're like the true deep, like soul, your whole soul has been looking for this other person's soul your whole life. And then there's ones where it's like, it could be so thin that you could reject the mating bond, or like it takes something happening for it to snap into place. Like, it's not like all of them were like Aelin and Rowan, that it was clearly always there from the moment that they like, she's literally laying on the roof in Gwendolyn?
No, that's Raleigh.
Wherever her cousin rules.
Yep, that place.
Wherever he rules. And she like feels someone looking at her and looks over and sees Rowan in his hawk form. Yeah. And he like talks about that later and is like, felt like drawn to her. It was so easy to find her, you know, whatever.
Right.
And so I wonder if Rune and Lydia are that like kind of somewhere in between where it was like they are just exactly what the other one needed. They might not have been that if they hadn't had their lives the way they had, though, but because they did, they are mated because of like who they are as people now.
That's fair. I honestly feel like Bryce and Hunt would kind of fall in the same level.
Oh, yeah. As Aelin and...
Oh, no. I was going to say as Rune and Lydia of like, not the my soul searching in every universe. Like maybe somewhere in between level.
Well, you know what? I could give it that simply for the fact that they knew Bryce would eventually come along and they created Hunt basically for her.
Or that. That's fair.
Like, no. I agree with you saying it's at the same level of Rune and Lydia because, like, does he have a soul? I mean, he was technically made in a way. I don't know. What else do I have? I'm so interested to figure out exactly where Nesta was when Bryce opened the rift, whatever, drops him off. I feel like this is going to end up being like what Lorcan did. We're never going to know.
It's just a room.
Like, I want to know what happened between Nesta and Ember and Randall to have such a heartfelt goodbye.
Like, such a good, and also, like, I don't know what the time frame there was. I don't know if time is different in the universes, but I was like, weren't Ember and Randall just there for like
a few days?
2 days?
Yeah, like a few days. Is also, time different?
Yeah, that's why I was just wondering. Also, similar related to that, the second that they were in the dungeons and they collected Hunt's lightning, I was like, they're gonna reanimate the harpy. I was like, they're gonna bring her back. They're going to make her a little zombie and just zap her with the lightning, like the cardiac pads to start somebody's heart again. I was like, they're going to use his lightning to reanimate somebody. Sure enough. Gross.
Okay. What was it?
Sorry.
Hannah. Oh, my next one. My last one. Valeris is obviously, to me, Orinth, because I just heard the part in Miss and Fury where Rhysand is walking Feyre kind of around Valeris for the first time, and he points out the 5 theaters as the very first thing he's talking about. And also, at the end of Throne of Glass, whenever Aelin and Rowan are talking about rebuilding Orinth into a, like, peaceful and loving capital, they want to build a theater, they want to have artists, they want to have music, all of those things. And so I was like, and like the way that the mountains are supposed to go up behind Valeris, I think are the White Fangs. I was like,
also the way that all 3 leads are like very invested in art to some capacity, like Aelin with the music, Bryce with dance, and then Feyre with painting.
I want you to know that this was a peanut butter mocha.
Ooh.
It's excellent.
I was like, that sounds really good. I just had another point and I completely forgot what it was.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I remembered it. It's okay. I also, like, I was thinking about this the other day, kind of hate the thought that, like, these take place in the same universe as Throne of Glass, because at the end of Throne of Glass, Aelin and Rowan and the crew are, like, trying to build this wonderful, peaceful world, and clearly it didn't work.
Okay, so this was my next part of this note. Do we think that Valeris is Orinth because of the theaters not being, this was what, in the same conversation, Rhysand talks about, Valeris hadn't been breached for 5,000 years. However, the Asteri are 15,000 years old. I think Amryn is an Asteri or a Valg of some kind, but that she is like, I think a Valg took over whoever Amryn was, and she's strong enough in whoever that person was to control the Valg, but still have its powers.
Well, not anymore, but. What?
I loved that theory, and you were like, well, I mean, I guess not.
She had the powers, maybe, just doesn't anymore.
No.
Ooh, that's interesting. I wonder what would have happened, because I feel like there's no way that Aelin would have been like, I'm fixing my world and like everything else can go to hell.
Well, and they also talk about the princess or whatever 15,000 years ago who did something to like close the portal. And I'm trying to figure out like where all these things could overlap, you know? Because it feels like we're on the cusp of knowing.
Portal. I'm also so interested. Do we know anything about the new series that she's writing?
I don't think so. I haven't seen anything.
Like what it's supposed to be.
You look that up while I add to the stage. So I had time this morning to put together for myself a little PowerPoint.
Hopefully
I can. Oh, yes. I can click from here. This is amazing. I'm so pleased. I randomly went through IMDb, and these were the people, when I would see an actor that I liked, I would put them to a specific person. Are you ready? You look like you're intensely looking at something.
There is no information about what that book series will be about, but it is called Twilight of the Gods and is rumored to be like Viking-ish era. So I'm wondering if it's like the bridge between Throne of Glass and ACOTAR / Crescent City.
So I will say I did hear this one like rumor or whatever, or like somebody said, hey, has anybody noticed this? So Bryce, Aelin, and Feyre apparently resemble these three, I could be totally wrong. Please don't quote me on this. I think they're pagan goddesses from like Scotch-Irish folklore.
Okay.
And that the stories behind, like the generalized plot, obviously not all the magic and the inner workings of it, are supposed to be like the backstories to these three goddesses. And these three goddesses are said to do something
interesting
with the sun and the forest and whatever. And that would make a lot of sense when it comes to like Aelin having the little folk in the forest. Feyre does something with all of her different magic at one point. She like tries to make it look like the sun chooses her over Ianth that one time.
Oh, yeah.
And then like Bryce having the like nightfall kind of powers. So I've seen that. That would be a cool tie-in. I'd be interested. But that would make a lot of sense for what you just said.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right. We have exactly 10 minutes left. So this is my Crescent City casting call.
I'm ready.
Also, do you like the background? It was a preset, but I was very pleased with that.
Oh, I recognize the preset.
The Viper Queen,
Ooh.
Dakota Fanning.
I like
Just because killer eyes. She's got killer eyes. I don't even remember what color hair the Viper Queen was supposed to have, but I know she'd kill it.
I think she had a short black bob.
Well, she could rock it.
But I think it would be
Hypaxia.
First off, I love her.
I do too. I love her. Alexandra Daddario?
Yeah.
Because Hypaxia has like the dark curls, whatever. I think she would crush it.
Also the eyes.
Yeah. Randall Salago.
I can see it.
I can't remember. Isn't this guy in The Last of Us? Doesn't he play one of the gay guys in The Last of Us? I can't remember what he's in, but I was like, yes.
No.
So what's his name? Murray Bartlett. Murray's such a weird name. The Hind. Lydia Servos. Thought she would do a really good job.
I don't know about that one.
You don't think she'd do the Hind well?
I don't think she looks like cunning enough.
She has the blonde hair. She has the green eyes.
I feel like I pictured Lydia having like a maybe unnaturally sharp jawline.
I mean, she does. You just can't see it in this picture.
Okay, that's true. Maybe I need to see a different picture of her. But
yeah, I didn't love the pictures I found. These were like the first ones that popped up on Google.
I think of a maybe.
Regulus.
Yes.
I can't even remember what this guy is in, but I saw him and I went, he's in a Steery.
Absolutely, yes. Also, the fact that he takes the shape of like a 15-year-old boy bothers me so much.
So much. It's so creepy. I rolled so hard to myself when I typed that out because every single time I read it or I type it, I hear that Instagram where it's like Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae, Rune Dannon, and then it goes like uncensored.
Okay, so I'm going to be really honest. I fully disagree with this one, but I do think it's hilarious.
I had actually picked someone else, and then it popped up at the top, like people also search for, and it picked him. And I was like, he would look terrible with long hair and a buzz cut on the side of his head. But I also don't envision Rune being beautiful.
I don't think that this, like the shaved head, the long hair, the lip and eyebrow piercing.
It would look how big his eyebrow is. That hoop would have to literally fit in an ear.
I don't think that Willy Wonka is gonna do it for Rune Dannon.
No, he's what's his name? He's in Dune too.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite though. I almost pulled the picture where he looks like an inmate with his shaved head, and I was like, that would be bad. Okay, Ember Quinlan,
Lorelai herself. I love it.
I think she'd do such a good job.
Spot on.
I know. Who else? That brought me to Jessica Roga. I thought she would be a good one because it talks about that point whenever like her youth starts to like wither away and like Ethan actually saw how like old she was, but that the curse was that like she just kept being made young again and again and again, and she had lived for all that time. I also love her, and I think she could do the scene really well where Jessica is supposed to be like getting the call from Bryce, hearing the two males in the background, getting rid of them, and then hopping on Skype 10 seconds later. Right. I think she'd do it really well. Who else?
I like that one.
Oh, Baxian. I thought he looked very like he could be a hellhound shifter. He popped up because of her, too. I don't know what they're in together, but they are.
I don't know. No? I can see what you're talking about with the like hellhoundish features, but like
I will also say this was not the picture I wanted to pick. The picture I wanted to pick was one of him more recently where he has like a buzz cut, but it wouldn't copy for some reason.
I think I wasn't picturing. Ooh, I could see that for Sabine.
I could too. Thanks for watching.
Not the outro slide.
That's how we should sign off every time. Thanks for watching. Click.
Incredible.
Did I send you that voice note about the boys' hoochie daddy shorts?
You did. I was crying at that voice note.
Do I have it? Did I get rid of it? He was wearing these shorts the other day, and I just got him this new sweatshirt. I mean, he had no pants. We were out in public for hours.
No.
And that sweatshirt was so long. And he literally just like looked at me and was like, I don't care. It's like, okay, cool.
I love him.
That's fine.
Also, I texted him and he did not text me back.
Oh, really? That's hilarious.
I was like, hi, like it's Aunt Steffi, and just absolutely nothing. I sent a GIF and everything. I was like, I feel so rejected.
That's hilarious. I will have to ask him. I might just go look on his iPad.
It's like when you're after your wedding, when he was like obviously super overstimulated because it had been a very big week, but I was like about to leave for the airport to come back to Colorado. And I was like, can I have a hug? And he said no. And I was like, fair, we love bodily autonomy and I'm going to respect that. But that's also the most painful thing anybody's ever said to me in my entire life. I was like, cool. See you later, bud.
I appreciate you not pushing my child to make him hug you.
Oh, absolutely not. If a child says no, they deserve to say no. Like, people should not force hugs on children. But I was like, I'm gonna go cry in the car for a second.
He was like, no, I need to not be touched for 3 weeks.
And I was like, I get it. It's been a very big week for you, but like,
I will say, you should not force hugs on children. Yesterday, I put my arm out like this, and he walked up so I could like wrap my arm around him like this. And I leaned over on him, and I went, oh, hug me back. And then he obviously actively chose to not hug me back for a long time. So I just held him there. I was like, please hug me back. And by the end of it, he was like cracking up. And I was like, I can't let you go until you hug me. Mom of the year, obviously.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been a good time. Godspeed.
Do you
God
have a
bless.
recommendation? Are we
Wait, no,
skipping
it's
that part?
Rex. What are Rex? What are your Rex? Do you have a
Um,
Rex? Off
I
the
do have a
rip?
rack because I ate it as my snack after my workout this morning. Uh, blend cottage cheese with a packet of sugar-free pudding mix.
Oh yeah.
And like a splash of milk. It turns into like a mousse texture. I did cheesecake flavored pudding last week and I did chocolate this week, and like 10 out of 10 dessert. It's so good for you, and like it tastes fantastic. It does not taste like I'm eating a healthy dessert. It just straight up tastes like pudding, and this is my new life hack.
I love that for you. My life hack is, or not life hack, my rec is getting an espresso machine, but then desperately trying to not drink 4 espresso drinks a day because it's a problem. My heart was a little funny this week.
I want some more coffee. I'm not gonna lie.
I need no more. Godspeed.
God bless. God's blessed.
God's blessed.
Dang it. Retake it. Run it back.
Oh my gosh, absolutely not. Okay, bye.